Today we're gonna work with the traditional 2 dozen red rose arrangements for Valentine's Day. I'm gonna show you how to work with your roses. We want to strip. You see there is leaves, and I always try to pull from the second leaf down. So if your leaf is bruised, just take it off. It won't look good at the end. Remember, try to get your roses from a trust supplier, someone that sells good quality flowers. Always demand the higher quality. In this case, what you do is you hold it with your thumb, and with your knife you go at the base of the leaf and just pluck it down. By doing so, you go to the thorns and you get that off. Just go with your knife close to the thorns, press it down, always making that flicked move. I do not like to use the rose strip. Rose strips are fine when you're doing a large event and you need, to save time, and the client's not going to detail to the scraping on the roses, because that's what a lot of times does. It just hurts your roses, cleans but also hurts the stamp of the roses. So here, when you do with your knife, you have a clean cut. You do not want to skin off your stamp of your roses. So this is a beautiful quality rose. You see the leaves are healthy, and in that case, what I like to do is select the best quality so I don't have to use fillers. Personally here at MagnaFlora, we don't like to use fillers. So you will see in the arrangement how important it is to have a good quality rose, because your leaves also matters. See, in this case here, this leaf is broken, see? So what you want to do is you want to remove this one, but you still can leave the others, because you can just pull it down. You can remove this one if it's just a single one. With your fingers, you're spinning. Your thorns always is going to be in front of you. You're not going like this. You're going like this, okay? Your hand with your knife doesn't move. What moves is your thumb and your finger. It's always visual. You look to see if they're broken or if it's bent, and if it doesn't look good, remove it. Our next step is clean the outside petal. This is called the outside petal. The travel petal, the growing petals, this when the rose is up in the field, this outside petals takes the beating from the sun, from the wind, the rain, and so on and so forth. Also from shipping. You just go here. Usually you're gonna take about 2 to 3. In this case, this is 2, 3. Now you have a clean rose. Here's the difference of a clean rose and here's unclean rose. Some roses, you will have more leaves, vintage to play with. For example, look at this one. It's full of leaves. And this one, not so many. It's okay. Once you mix them, you won't notice. Flower does not like heat. The cooler the place, the longer lasting flower you will have. Flowers does not like bacteria. So the more often you change your water, the longer flowers you will have. After we have done cleaning our roses and pulling the travel petals or growing petals, however you like to call, out, our next step is working in a vase. So here at MagnaFlora, we like to work with 2 sets of vase. We have the creating vase and we have the finished product vase, the one that goes out to the client. And as you notice, you see this foam? These are the vitamins that we already put in water. At the end, we're gonna switch the arrangement to this vase. I'm gonna put this on the side and you will see at the end. We're going to get is a rose that has a good amount of leaves. That's also gonna set the standard where we want it. There's a trick that some people say, oh, but how much should I cut of my rose? Remember, you can always cut more, but you can never add stamp. So once you cut it, it's a final cut. This is a trick. Bring your vase to the edge of your table and kind of visualize where you wanted the stem to end and the head of the roses. So if you like your arrangement to be a little bit taller, you cut a little bit shorter, or whatever you like. Since I'm already a professional, I already know exactly where I wanted to cut. I usually go by the knots. You see the knots on the roses. On an angle, nice fresh cut. This is the cut that you want. You do not want to cut your roses any other way than this. In the vase. This is an angle cut versus a round cut. When you're cutting on an angle, usually you do it with your clippers. See, a lot of people says, oh, I can just use my clipper and go like this. Well, guess what? That's the diameter of the stem that will pull in the water versus this. You see how much more of stem that you have that is gonna pull in water? So that's why we always suggest an angle cut. You don't want all your roses to be all at the same level. You want them to be in and out a little bit so they can have room to open. At the end, you will notice the difference once they start to open. Remember, spinning your vase. Now that we have put 3 here, you're working with this angle. Your next rose is gonna go here. Cut it in there. Your roses will tend to move around. Sometimes they're not gonna be in the same place that you wish them to be now, but as long as at the end of your arrangement, they are where you want it to be. You control the flowers do not control you. Remember, roses always looking out, okay? You don't want your roses to be looking in. You can hold the center rose, setting up where the center of the arrangement will be. That's gonna go right there. Some stems, you probably notice, are thicker than others. And I'm gonna show you, look at the difference between those two. Sometimes the thicker stem is closer to the base of the roots, and the thinner stems are more towards the top of the bush. It's easier to work with your thick stems in the center of the vase because you don't have a lot of flexibility with the thicker stems as you do with the thinner one. Look, this is a thinner one, this is a thicker one. Look at this. You can flex this one easier into the side. Now you get a rose going like this. When you have a thick stem like this, what you want to do is fill in that hole right on the center. So here, go, right there. See this rose? There's no leaves. Well, there's no need. This rose is gonna go right here, right in the middle. So here we go. There we have a 2 dozen in the vase with no fillers, just roses. Bring the vase close to each other. Both hands form a grip around the roses. Pull it up, grab it. With your second hand, you're gonna hold the bottom stems because a lot of times this is what's gonna happen. It's gonna spread and then to go in the vase, it's not gonna fit. So with your other hand, grab this, place it in the vase, let it go. Now bring it down. Place it in the refrigerator to rest for a couple hours before it goes out to the client. Classic 2 dozen red roses, Valentine's Day. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll see you next one.